Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bells. Every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. This story comes out of Missouri. Got it from the lawandcrime.com website, and it's a sad, sick story, I believe. But as always, questions arise and answers needs to be given. So let's get into it. The title says, quote, "I may as well let it happen," end quote. Father faces charges for allegedly allowing son to have a relationship with teacher known for low-cut shirts. This is crazy. It says a teacher in Missouri is facing charges after she got busted for allegedly having sex with one of her students, a 16-year-old boy. The student's father was also arrested after he admitted to investigators he was aware of the relationship, reportedly saying, "I may as well let it happen." Big problem there, buddy. Now, the teacher they showed like an Anglo chick. They didn't show the boy. They didn't show, I don't see the picture. They didn't show the picture of the boy or the father. But here's the problem. What if you had a daughter? What if there was a male, or hell, even a female student? I mean, a female teacher, male or female teacher, you found out they was having an inappropriate relationship with your daughter. Would you have the same energy? Me, myself, I would not have. As a man, let's just be honest, I would probably be thinking, dang, my boy, he a stud, he got him a older woman trying to get at him. You know how the old male chauvinistic ways you're thinking of, proud of my boy, go get her, yeah. But in reality, you come down to, wait a minute, this is a grown woman messing with my son. My son is 16. He's still in school. He ain't doing nothing with himself. He don't know no better. And at that age, you're only thinking really with the third leg or the lower head, whatever you want to call it. And this woman can get him caught up. And we've seen too many stories of these teachers having relationships. Well, what I call relationships, taking advantage of these kids, boys, in their beginning of their sexual peak. And a lot of them sometimes mess around, end up pregnant by these children. Children who have nothing, who haven't become nothing, ain't making no money, and not mentally capable of taking care of a child at that stage of their life. That's what you got to think first. And once you come to your senses, maybe he wanted to knock the teacher down too. That could be it. Maybe he's living vicariously. A lot of times when parents allow kids to do things, they are living vicariously through their children for whatever sick reason. I don't know. That's probably what he's doing, but he's dead wrong. And like I said, if it was his daughter, I would hope, I know that he wouldn't have that same energy. He'd be ready to go up to the school and put an end to that teacher's career permanently. Let's get back to the story. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office began investigating on December 7th when a student at McQuay High School came forward to report illegal sexual activity between another student and a teacher, 26-year-old Haley Clifton-Carmack. A probable cause arrest affidavit reviewed by Law and Crime says. Now, let's be honest. Somebody in the school is what we call cop blocking. Hate, snitching, if you will. Most likely, especially at this age, most likely because maybe they wasn't getting none, or they got turned down by either the boy or the teacher. Maybe had some kind of feelings for the boy. Could be a girl had some feelings for the boy and was hating. I'm not gonna say hating because it's not even the proper terminology in this story. But yeah, or probably was the boy's girlfriend or whatever. Who knows? But that's usually the case in stories like this when another student's saying something. It's just, it's emotion, it's feelings involved, not really trying to do the right thing. But then sometimes they are. Sergeant Brian Gibbs wrote in the affidavit that the witness told him the victim showed them photos of scratches on his back and said it happened while he and Clifton-Carmack were having sex in the witness's driveway. So if I'm reading this paragraph correctly, the person who's snitching, the teacher and the student had sex in the person who's snitching's driveway, and then the boy is showing pictures. Again, I don't think he was showing it because he was complaining. He was just showing, because how you gonna get pictures? Well, how you gonna get pictures of your back unless you took it in the mirror? I guess taking selfies and stuff. But he's probably saying, probably bragging. I guarantee the boy's probably bragging about the scratches on his back. Cause that's some old folks stuff back in the day. That's something you should see on movies back in the day when they show like sex scenes, and then they'll show the guy's back, and the woman's hands be on the guy's back, and then next thing all of a sudden she's like gripping on his back and scratching. That's some old stuff. Myth, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that stuff does not feel good. I'm just gonna say it just does not. Especially if she got nails. Oh Lord, natural nails. Cause fake nails, she ain't gonna scratch too hard because she thinks she's gonna break your nail. But if they real nails, that does not feel good at all. Clifton-Carmack had reportedly gotten, unless you into that type of thing. And I'm sensitive. Clifton-Carmack had reportedly gotten in trouble for being too close with students and was known for wearing low-cut shirts and tight leggings. She also discussed with students in intimate detail about previous sex acts with her ex-husband, the affidavit said. In an interview with Gibbs, Clifton-Carmack did not have any inappropriate relationships, but a search of her phone showed her and the boy discussing their relationship. So that's what they say. If you're doing something, whatever you do, make sure it's something that if it's brought to the forefront, you got no problem saying what happened. Don't be ashamed. Another witness said the boy's father knew about the relationship and consent. I want to know who these witnesses are. They can't be all, it'll be a close, tight-knit community. The father told the witness that he knew his son and his teacher had used students as lookouts while they had sex during school, the affidavit said. The witness told the father that she was going to come forward. The witness told the father I knew it was a female. The witness told the father she was going to come forward with the information. He allegedly responded, "They're going to do it behind my back, so I may as well let it happen." Again, that is not the proper way to respond. Because from what I see, from what I believe it might be in his story, but what I've seen, that he let the woman come to his house so his son could knock her down. And it's still early in the story, but man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna get ahead of myself. It may be in the story, may not be, but here's what I think. I have a feeling that it's quite possible that this woman may end up pregnant if she's not pregnant already by this guy, because she went on the run. And I think it said that she came to their house before she fled to Texas. So it's quite possibly that, oh yeah, she's gonna come back, because people do some women do some emotional stuff sometimes that makes no sense. He also reportedly told a witness that he was willing to lie for his son. The father later admitted to Gibbs that Clifton-Carmack had been to his house. When Gibbs told the father he had evidence proving he knew about the illegal activity, the father asked Gibbs what would happen next. Gibbs told the father he was under arrest and escorted him to the Pulaski County Jail on $50,000 bond. Prosecutors charged the father last week with endangering the welfare of a child. He faces 3 and 10 years in prison if convicted. That's messed up. He'll probably end up getting more time than she will. Really. Just by being, aiding and abetting, as they call it, maybe. Oh, mercy. That is, that is sad. Not saying he shouldn't get time, because he should too, but I'm just saying he'll probably get more time than she will. As for Clifton-Carmack, the prosecutors charged her with statutory rape in the second degree and endangering the welfare of a child. Cops in Garden Ridge, Texas, a suburb of San Antonio, arrested Clifton-Carmack on Friday after she allegedly fled Missouri. In a statement to media outlets, LaQuay R5 School District Superintendent Kent Stonebaugh said Clifton-Carmack had been away from students since the allegations surfaced and does not expect her to return. Really? We understand that charges are not the same as convictions, and the employee is to be considered innocent until proven guilty. We must stress, however, that the alleged misconduct is inexcusable and does not meet the professional standards for district employees, he said. Okay, so here's a point. My points I want to make. One, stuff like this happens all the time. I mean, I scroll through the original story from the Messenger, and you see so many stories of teachers having, taking advantage of kids for whatever reason. I want to say this. It goes to my point. It goes to what I said previously in the video, or brought up the point of women like to say that they mature faster than boys. Girls mature faster than boys, which may be true. But stories like this make me think that they mature at a certain age and then they get stuck and they don't get past that. And I think when they say that girls mature faster than boys, it's more on a sexual level, not dealing with anything else. Because girls like to dress grown, they wear makeup, they like to look sophisticated. Back in the day, it was looking sophisticated, looking grown, physically, trying to look mature physically. Who knows? Education, because there was always stressed in the past. Even now that girls be more, get educated. Boys is more going out, finding themselves, learning by experience. And then by the time they get 25, 30 years old, they start to mature and figure stuff out. And it's like, it's not about emotion. It's not about going out and jumping out and doing things. It's about figuring, tell me the details. Tell me the nuts and bolts. Don't give me all these bunch of stuff that I don't need to understand, that all this information that I don't need, that not going to compute. Tell me what's the problem, and what you need done to have it fixed, and I'll figure out how to do it. That's it. Women, on the other hand, they use a lot of emotion along with their physicality in their decisions, as you can see with a lot of the entertainment, music, and stuff that's out now that's prevalent out here in society. But I think on a sexual level, women, girls mature. Well, they catch cycles that 12, 13. Well, boys catch, start, nuts start to drop around about that time too. But they start to, catch they womanly thing around about 11, 12, some a little later. And I think once it hits, a lot of times it's stuck. And I say that because I noticed that a lot of women like younger dudes, but they will go real young. Now, preface that with saying I did go to school with females in junior when I was in junior high and high school, but it was more crazy in junior high, where girls would brag about having a boyfriend that was in his 20s. Some junior high girls would have a boyfriend in high school, and then some have boys in their 20s. My mom, she used to be a nurse in schools, and she tell me stories about these young girls bragging about they got men in their 20s. And they men might got a woman, might be married or whatever, but they got this girl in high school. And I just couldn't. I could never understand that, but hey, it is what it is. And she said she would talk to them about, they said she was blue in the face about what's wrong with it, how these dudes thinking, what they gonna end up doing, blah, blah, blah. And the little girls they didn't want to listen. Now again, remember, girls are supposed to mature faster than dudes, but dudes know to get the gab. Dudes know how to approach a female at that age, at that age, really. She would talk to them, and then next thing you know, they end up pregnant. They come to the office crying, and as soon as they end up pregnant, this grown man that loves you so much done dipped out the relationship. I ain't dealing with him no more. Leaving the child. And a lot of times the child's mother knew about the relationship This one here, the father knew about the relationship. And again, he's not understanding, dude, this woman could end up pregnant. Your son end up being a father at the age of 16, 17 years old and still in school. How is he gonna take care of this child? Because undoubtedly, you don't have enough common sense to protect the boy from this predator at all. But I think when it comes to sexualization, and it may be for men or women, men and women, a lot of times people they get stuck at a certain age for some reason and can't get past it, and their mind is still, for some reason, is stuck at that age. So they still try to, maybe it was the first time they had a sexual encounter, maybe it was the first time that they was violated, or they recall being violated, but for some reason, they're stuck at a certain age and they can't get past it, no matter how old they get. This woman's 26 years old, walking around, as one story say, where, like I say, with low-cut shirts, clothes tightened up to where you can see the crotch area, talking sexually explicit to these kids. And she was reprimanded, but undoubtedly they didn't stop it, or they should. I blame the school for some of this, because if she was doing this kind of stuff and sexual things, that's something that it should be not tolerated. If it's really not tolerated, she should have been reprimanded and fired. I don't know if they got a union or something like that, but she should have been like let go, or like they normally do, transfer you to another school. You know, to what, I don't know. I can't say little kids. Hell, they should teach college kids down there people down here her own age, so that way it won't be as bad. I don't know. But the story is still in all cases, because the dad was wrong. The parent, the teacher was wrong. And she knew she was wrong because she fled to Texas. Which means she knew that she gonna get caught and gonna do some jail time. But I can say that this is something that happens far too often. And that as parents, we have to pay attention to our kids more. Well, my kids are grown, but you guys have to pay attention to your babies more, because I can recall I've had girls, and like I say, they try to mature fast. So like at 6, 7 years old, dudes, we're not thinking about sexual activity. Now we might look at stuff and laugh and try to act like we tough and cool, but when a female actually come up to us, we running like scared cats and scared dogs, man. Like a cat running from a dog up a tree. No. But I can remember being, shoot, I mean, let's just be honest. Female, whether were like girls, throwing themselves at me, trying to, trying to be mannish, as grandma would say, towards me since I was about the age of 7. Like seriously. They was either like a little older than me, or they was my age or whatever. Since about that age, and girls, and hell, even as I got a little older, girls in high school, and I was still in elementary, junior high, same thing. I can remember working at Mignard's in the produce section. I was 17, and this woman who was 27 years old, you know what I'm saying, approached me, gave me her number, and they came and talked to me and everything. And I'm 17, but when I had the wherewithal, call and talk to her, this and the third, but then had to come to my senses. And this is at 17. This is why the whole mature thing and women mature, it just passes me, because I'm like, man, whatever. Y'all, I'm going by personal experience. I ain't seen it. Because at 17, I said to myself, now, this woman, when we walked out to her car, she had a nice car, sitting on gold rims. She jeweled up, nice clothes. Car, looked like she either, the car like it belonged to a D boy, so she's probably a D girl. And she's 20-something years old, and she ain't ugly, so she's nice looking. So I'm thinking, you know what? To me, I'm thinking, man, it's probably her boyfriend car. That dude's probably out in these streets, selling dope or whatever. Got these rims, whatever the case may be. And like I say, she's 27, she's a grown woman. I don't need no grown man coming at me at all. I'm good. So I just stopped talking to her. Just left her alone. Because I'm thinking of what the consequence was. Besides, shoot, it was already enough females at Skyline anyway that filled my palate anyway. So I wasn't even tripping. So that could be the reason too. Probably the options, like they say, a man's only as faithful as his options, I guess. So I guess because of the options, I guess that's probably why I really didn't pursue it. Like, I could brag and say, oh man, got this 27, but nah, I was cool. I was cool where I was up. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story, man. Like I said, this story is sick. Like I say, they got everybody involved. I'm gonna say the schools, because the schools knew this woman was coming to school with clothes where they say you see her headlights and the crotch area, wearing tight clothes at 26. I remember being in nursing school. I'm gonna end on this. And there was a student who was when he was in class, when he was in clinical, we had to wear scrubs. But in class, you can wear what you want to. So we grown folks, and most people wearing, nice, professional, business casual clothes, whatever. We had this one chick who would come in to where her boobies were just pretty much damn near hanging out. Like if she sneezed wrong. And it wasn't cute at all. You know what I'm saying? We just make fun of jokes all the time. But she was warned about what she wore. And it's on a college campus. She was warned about what she wore at school. And she said, I'm gonna wear what I want to. So she wanted to buck the system over a freaking shirt. All you do put on a t-shirt and take your ass to school. But no, you was dead set on wearing clothes where all your breasts were shown. And this was, and I'm making a point because it wasn't like subtle. This was like, it was extreme. And she was warned about it by the faculty. So what did the faculty end up doing? And me and other students like, man, they're gonna give us a dress code. I guarantee it. They're gonna make us have a dress code. Can't do it this semester because everything, semester's already gone. But when it comes to next year and they make these bylaws and stuff and they put these syllabuses out, they're gonna make us wear a dress code. And sure enough, come that next semester, we had to wear scrubs every day, all day, every day. Whether we was in clinical or whether we was at school. If you was in nursing school, if you was on that campus, you had to wear scrubs, bottom line, in the nursing program, had to wear scrubs. So, see? So that's what I'm saying, that whole maturity thing, like I said, I think it gets to a point of where at a certain age they're mature, but then they get stuck. And then they can't move forward. But anywho, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.